All right, we got a brand new theory. Every Unova Pokemon has black and white in its design. This is coming from Aqua Panic or Aquatic Panic. And it does feel like this is in conversation with Taco's all mega Pokemon are X or Ys. And I won't get into right now my opinion on the X and Y mega thing. No, I guess I will. I think it's pretty definitive that that's true. But this is hilarious. Every Unova Pokemon has black and white in its design. This is hilarious. I think it's also a little bit of a troll. But like everything, there's probably a little bit of truth here. And again, I think I think this post is a troll and it's funny, and a lot of the examples they show are just so ridiculous. Like in Dynamo, like they just like its eyeball is what is black, like its pupil. And then also Pangoro is on this list. That's a Generation 6 Pokemon. But I also think it's okay. I want to go through each of these Pokemon. I actually don't think it's that crazy. I think actually, if you boil this down to I'm all over the place. If you look at the statement, every Unova Pokemon has black and white in its design, that is like assuming that every single Pokemon, I mean, literally, I think that is like factually incorrect. As we'll see, we're going to go through these Pokemon. That is factually incorrect. But I think what actually might not be so stupid, and we'll never know, but what might not be so stupid is that maybe the designers or whoever was, leading the design, like all of the monster designs in Gen 5, they actually very well could have been considering the concept of black, white, and gray, which is, I don't know. You tell me the names of the games. This sounds stupid. Every Unova Pokemon has black and white in its design, but actually, there's a lot of truth here. There really is a lot of truth here. So this is the list right here. And I think just to be clear, not every Pokemon has black and white in its design. I don't think that's true. But actually, in a vacuum, when I'm looking at all these Gen 5 Pokemon, I actually do think there's a lot of very striking, I feel like there's a focus on contrast, on stripes, and then maybe not so literally black and white, but those contrasting colors, right, of dark and light shades. That actually is like very deliberate, I feel like. How about this? Let's start somewhere that's like not so crazy. You've got the Pidove line. Yes, they're mostly gray, but that is that's like a monochrome, right? There's like it is grayscale, right? There is black and white shades. Zebstrika, no one can argue with that. Zebstrika is black and white. Again, I don't think. No, let me stick to like the definite ones before I go into the the kind of I can kind of see it zone. So Pidove and Zebstrika, I'm putting those on the list. You've also got Sock and Throw. Their Geese are very literally black and white. I mean, I guess you could say Sock is like black and blue, but I think in contrast with its skin color, this is black and white very easily. Again, I'm trying to go for the ones that are just really obvious. I'm looking at, you could look at these in contrast. Zeraora, not Zeraora, Zorua. The names are too close. You got Zorua and Zoroark next to Mincino and Cinccino, or Cinccino. And I guess looking at them together right now, just at a glance, I'm not making a hard argument. This is not a doctoral thesis. I can see that's black and white. Right, they're right next to each other in the decks. Same stage, same mammal. They're not really, but they kind of look like they kind of are appearing right now as counterparts. I don't think they actually are counterparts in the game, but I'm just an idea. I'm thinking out loud. This channel is for me to just think out loud. That's what this is. The Gothitelle line, very distinctly black and white. Very easy. You can see that. I think Emolga also has 3 colors, black, white, and yellow. And the yellow is actually just an accent color. Emolga, this is actually pretty good evidence. Emolga, the Generation 5 Pikachu clone, like basically the mascot of black and white. Not really, but kind of. Is black and white. I think that's not crazy. That is not crazy. That's pretty legit. That's actually pretty legit. I've never even seen Emolga before as black and white, but I can see it. You do have Dynamo here. It's mostly white. It's got red. It's got yellow. I wouldn't call it black and white, but the fact that it's like randomly white seems a little suspicious. Chandelure also kind of appears black and white. It begins as a candle. It's white and then it becomes black. Kind of cool. I don't know. That's not so random. I'm looking at the rest of them here. You've also got I guess counterpart Bisharp and yeah, I think Pawniard and Bisharp. The colors are black, white, and red. It's got a little yellow accent, but it's primarily the white of the steel, and then it's got black on its helmet. That is black and white. You also have the Vullaby line. That's black and white. What else we got here? Yeah, you obviously have... Wow, you know what's interesting? I really did go into this kind of as a joke. But maybe a better way to think about this is like, okay, this sounds stupid right off the bat. But if you look at the box legendaries, Reshiram and Zekrom, they are black and white, which is obviously, I'm not making, that's not a discovery, that's obvious. And that is the name of the box art. And when people say that all of the megas are shaped like an X and a Y, I think the thing that people maybe don't want to also acknowledge is that like the box legendaries of the box, like the games are called X and Y, and the box legendaries are literally shaped like an X and a Y, and both of their names start with, very obviously, an X or a Y. In the same vein, a bunch of Pokemon from the Unova region could have these, like, this sharp contrast, which is in line with the theme of the Unova games. And also, I was drawing comparisons between 2 different Pokemon, like, oh, these are maybe counterparts, and that's why maybe they, one is lighter, one is darker. But that is literally what Reshiram and Zekrom is, right? Reshiram and Zekrom are not black and white individually. They are black and white when they are together. So now I'm looking at this a little bit differently. Let's go back through this list. I'll go backwards. And again, when I say counterpart, I'm not saying true counterpart. Like if 2 Pokemon go together, that's a different counterpart than the 2 Pokemon that become version exclusive. That's I just want to kind of establish that. But the pseudo legendary has a very distinct black fur all over its body. Not black and white. Not saying that. But they do have black all over their body. And then you look, and it's like a fur. And then I look at the other... No one wants to say this, but I feel like Volcarona functions like a... It's not a pseudo-legendary, but it is powerful. And it is up there with the... It's like literally, it's Volcarona, and then you start seeing some legendary Pokemon. I feel like Volcarona, if it just had one more stage, like maybe before it would have been Gen 5's second pseudo-legendary. And Volcarona has a bunch of different colors, red and blue, but it also has this very distinct white fur all over its body in the same way that Hydreigon has black all over its body. I'm looking at them at like counterparts. I'm also looking at Braviary and Vullaby as counterparts. They are counterparts in the game. Like in the actual game, they are version exclusives. And one is very, again, with the fur. It's got these white feathers versus black feathers. That's a contrast right there. This is just interesting. I'm really just thinking about this with you guys right now. I'm just thinking about this. Obviously, there's the polar bear. That is white, but I'm not pairing that with anything. I'm really not. I'm not pairing that with anything. It is white. It's very white. And then I kind of want to look at maybe some of the previous generations as well, just to see if there's this many black and white Either because there's black and white. There's Pokemon that have both black and white in their color in this Unova Dex, but there's also Pokemon that are either just white or just black. And I don't think that's completely random. You've got Melty Mems right here. This little Melty Candle evolving into like going from white, becoming metallic black, right? And here's another thing, right? The black and white, I feel like there's this, right? Truth and ideals. I've always seen Reshiram as this like the personification of like the natural order, right? It's tradition. It has this beautiful femininity to it as well, right? It's maternal. That's what Reshiram is. Reshiram, its tail looks like a beacon, or like a torch, right? Like an analog torch, where you have Zekrom, which is very rigid. It is industrial. It is the electric type, right? That's another thing. Like Reshiram is fire. Going into the future with Zekrom, electricity. Its tail is a generator. And I've never seen this before, but you've got Melty Mems. Why can't I think of its name? You got this little Melty Candle, right? Being made of wax, which is organic. And then as it evolves, it goes from white, like Reshiram, to black, because now it is not a candle. It is not just a loose flame. It is instead now industrial. It is something that would be decorating a town, a city. A chandelier would be in your house. This is actually a really cool, we're making some good reads here. I've never thought about this Dex before. And Tynamo, I don't think goes that deep, but you do have Tynamo being stark white and then going into this darker indigo color, which is not black, but it is a darker color. Let's see what else. You've got the contrast, and this isn't black and white, but you do have the contrast of like, right, the duality of these. I'm not even going to mention. I was going to say Jellicent, but that's a stretch. I'm not going to say it. I think there's a good case to be made to say that these two steel lines right here, you've got a Ferroseed. It's got these black and white stripes on its body. You know, black and gray. You could say gray, black and gray. And then same thing, black and gray. But I look at this like, I mean, it functions as black and white, right? There can be different shades of white. There can be different shades of black. And this is still black and white, right? When you look at a black and white photo, what do you see? Everything's gray. It's the same thing. So I think Klinklang also functions as a black and white Pokemon. I'm really trying not to stretch, guys. I'm trying to check myself. You've got the ugly duckling story, right? You got this little duck becoming a beautiful swan. I think ducklings, it's a black duck, but they didn't do that. They made it blue. It's cute. It makes it look more aquatic as well. But literally, the duckling becoming the swan, becoming the white swan. That is black and white. You've got and now you get the snow cone. You got a Vanillish. That whole line, very white, like as white as you can be. It's just snow. This isn't crazy. I'm looking at Zorua and Minccino now, and like 100%, those are counterparts in this regard. You've also got, I guess, like we had seen ghost Pokemon in previous generations be purple, often purple. And in this generation, we're seeing ghost types that are just black, right? So you've got Yamask, Cofagrigus, black. You also have Sigilif. It's got a lot of different colors, but there is a black and white there. I'm not going to say that's evidence, but there is black and white there. What else we got? Oh, this is what I want to say earlier. The striped Crocodile line. Not black and white, but they have black stripes that are not just like outline. These my point is like these black outlines are not outlines. They're stripes. They're proper stripes. It's part of the design. And they also wear these black shades, which is kind of cool. That to me honestly reads like it's a black Pokemon. Taken out of context, this video is going to sound crazy. I also think, I was going to say this earlier, Seismitoad, that whole line, again, tons of black in their design. I think that totally counts in this regard. And that might be it. I don't know. That might be it. There's you can see black and white in the Woobat line. I think they changed the fur to be blue. And maybe you could even say I don't know, Samurott has the white beard and Emboar has like the black armor, I guess you could call it. It's got like tough skin, and then Serperior has like white in its face. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is crazy. I'm definitely cherry picking, but you know, there was a section in there where I was kind of cooking. I do think the legendary Pokemon Reshiram and Zekrom are evident of kind of this theme. Let's look real quick at some previous Pokemon to see. Maybe I'm crazy. I could be crazy. Darkrai is black and white. Arceus is white. Shaman's got the white in it. But I guess I want to look for like an overall trend. So far, I'm looking at Generation 4 right now for listeners. You could say Rotom has the white in the electricity. Frostlass is white. Gallade has a little bit of white. I don't know. All these Pokemon are kind of random. Electivire has black in its design. If I'm being honest, I'm not seeing Chatot literally has black and white. Stunky is a great example of black and white. That to me reads like black and white. Honchkrow has black and white in its design. Maybe Vespiquen's got some pretty Shieldon, no. Luxray has black in its design, but it's Staraptor is black and white. So not so much. That like I feel like there's a lot. There's a lot of black and white in Generation 5. Glalie is black and white. Absol is black and white. We're looking at Generation 3 right now. Those are like literally their whole design is black and white. What else we got? Sharpedo, maybe. I don't see black and white in that though. Aeron could function as black and white. That Aeron line could function as black and white. So that's 3 so far I'm counting in Generation 3. There was like 4 or 5 in Gen 4. Swellow could be black and white. It's got red, white, and like an indigo color. I'm not going to count. I would count it. And then the Mightyena could count. Okay, so maybe there's like 5 lines in each generation. I think there's going to be nothing in Gen 2. Houndoom does have that black and white look. We got Houndoom, and that's I'm scrolling. Houndoom, maybe Unknown. That's it in Generation 2. Just 2 in Generation 2. And then we're on Generation 1 right now. I'm not seeing any black and white Pokemon. I don't think this... You see how Ghastly's face is black, but it's purple is the color, really. And that does contrast with Yamask, where it's just black, right? It's that, like, darker shade. I don't know. I don't think this theory is that crazy. I'm not seeing any Generation 1 Pokemon that are like black or white. I gotta be honest. I think this theory might be real. Every Unova Pokemon has black or white in its design. I mean, this is definitely a meme, but I don't think it's that crazy. Can't believe Fakemon artists are too stupid to never have noticed this. This is a joke. This is a joke. This is a joke. But I think I believe this. I think there's some truth. I think there's some truth to it. I think there's some truth to there is some design inspirations or a lot of generation. I'm really trying to figure out this in real time. Every case that I mentioned, every Pokemon that I mentioned that isn't actually black or white, you could see that it is maybe conceptualized as black and white, and then they switch it to be maybe just a little bit different of a color. Like I could see Swoobat being black and white. It has 2 colors, black and white, and then a pink nose. And then they changed the fuzz, the white, to be like kind of like a light blue. They kind of changed it to be like a light blue. Just so not every single Pokemon is literally black and white. I could even look at it. Like imagine there's a version of Herdier in Stoutland that's black, like a little black terrier. That's not crazy. I'm going to say, listen, let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to say I believe this. I think I believe this. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I got a lot of videos in the archive right now. You can go check them out right now. They're right here on the channel, Dusty VODs. This is the second channel. I might even change the name. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is real? Every Unova Pokemon has black and white in its design.